Greetings, demons, and welcome to Warhammer Weekly, episode 34. So, this week, of course, is when all the 40 years of Warhammer celebrations have begun. We did have a preview this week, so a lot to talk about there. And, once again, no pickups this week, so let's just get straight into the topics and roll that intro.
Not the leader of a cult, RabbitWithAxe.
So, starting off with something that is just kind of a celebratory thing. 40 years of Warhammer, celebrate with a box of exclusive goodies. And this is just a little, a celebratory little pack of memorabilia, of merchandise. It's actually pretty cool, all things considered. You get a poster, which appears to just have a variety of different, key arts from over the years. There's some Stormcasts, some Space Marines, obviously. I think elves are in there as well. Just a lot of different nice things. There's also a shirt which has both I want to say Bretonian. I could be wrong there. Some sort of knight, as well as a beaky Space Marine, which is very, very cool indeed. We got a notepad with a Stormcast Eternal and a Space Marine, both appearing to be the actual miniatures rather than being key art or anything. A mug, which the image makes it look like it's half Space Marine, half Stormcast. It might be that there's two mugs, I'm not completely sure, but my guess would be that it is half and half. A little, really actually quite nice, what looks like a sticker pack, which has needs more skulls, Sigma, Wa, more Null Noil, a little Aquila, Space Marine helmet, stuff like that. Just a very nice little set of things, and then also a jumper with the really nice art of the Emperor that is just really famous at this point on the back. But it's just a nice little combo of little goodies to go with. And I thought in the picture it showed no, it doesn't. The box is really nice as well for this. The 40 years box, covered again in that same thing as what's on the poster, I believe, of all Space Marines and various things from a lot of the starter boxes and stuff. But just overall a very nice little bundle of merchandise. It is available from the official merch store for Warhammer. So obviously link in the description below to the article, you'll find it from there. But I might pick this up. I'm not too sure right now. Like, the jumper and t-shirt are really nice. The notepad and mug I wouldn't really use. The poster looks great, the stickers are great. I'll see. I'll think about it, but definitely, if you're wanting a bit of 40k, not 40k, a bit of Warhammer merch in your life, definitely a lovely selection there. And I haven't checked the price, but I'm assuming this is probably actually pretty reasonable. So, moving on to the first of our Warhammer Day preview reveals, Imotekh the Stormlord is back. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna chat about it too much to say, just Imotekh is back. A new Imotekh model is now available, or will soon be available alongside the Codex Necrons, and he looks excellent. At the end of the day, Imotekh is, after the Silent King, probably the most well-known. Well, Imotekh is probably in some ways more well-known than Silent King, but in terms of modern 40k, new people to the hobby, Imotekh is the second most well-known Necron character. And, he looks absolutely excellent. I love the fact he has the little scarabs on his cloak. The design of the cloak in general is excellent. The claw hand is lovely. Just generally, such a good model. I wish the article actually compared them directly, because my mind's eye of the original Imotekh model is that it looks good, still, to this day. If I had it if I had, a comparison picture, which I probably could do, for the video, but I'm probably not going to. I've got a feeling that I don't know. I've got a feeling that this would be so much better, but absolutely gorgeous model for the Necrons, and just in general, I don't collect Necrons. I'm not planning on getting Imotekh, but I have a few friends that play Necrons, and I'm really happy for them because a lot of those really like this character. So the Stormlord Kurnoth. It's fun. I really like getting redos of named characters for Necrons, especially because, last time around, last edition, they got a lot of new units, but not really many of their characters got redesigned. A lot of them were still in Finecast or in Resin or whatever else, and it's nice that we're finally getting, a return with some of these characters. Hopefully we get more of them. Trazin? Is it Trazin that didn't get a model that like is in that got a book? I can't remember. There's one of them. I'm not too big on Necron lore in general, but like I know one of the major characters from the books hasn't got a modern model, and yeah, hopefully they're next in any case. But yeah, Imotech's back. Love to see it, and Codex Necrons coming soon. Let's move on. And still for Warhammer Day preview reveals, this time AdMech, and we I don't know. We have the Sydonian Skatros, and this is a sniper for the AdMech that is cheaper than an assassin, and is also like one of the tallest models AdMech now have. It's so stupidly tall. And they said, I did actually do a full reaction to the preview stream, which you can check out on the channel. I'll also link in the description below. But they said during the stream that, you know, this is very much a Marmite model, a Marmite character, and I definitely agree. I really, really don't like that. I know a few people really do like it and think it's a really fun model. For me, no. It just I'm not a fan. Personally, for me, it's too spindly, it's too tall, it doesn't make sense to me. It's just nonsense to me, and I don't like Skitari's ridiculously big guns to begin with, and it's not helped when they then have extendo legs and, you know, a million antennas and stuff. Like, it looks fine as an AdMech thing, as a Skitari thing, but I am not sold on it at all. And, you know, this, as I say, comes alongside the Codex for Adeptus Mechanicus. Hopefully this isn't the only thing they get, because, oh boy, this is such a meh choice. Like, even the stupid exhaust pipe that just dangles between the legs and stuff, like, why? Why would you do that? It's just, I don't know. I think this model fails in a lot of categories. If you like it, I'm not trying to, you know, shut you down. Like, if you like this model, get it, enjoy it, paint it up, all that fun stuff. I'm sure its rules are going to be excellent. It's just, to me, looking at it, it is not good. And, like, the most customization you have a slightly different head that you can choose from, a slightly different robo-claw thing, and you can change the scope and the barrel of the gun, and that's really it. And, like, most of that is just aesthetic. I know technically it matters in terms of the rules and stuff if you're doing WYSIWYG, but I don't know. For me, this model is not that good. But to each their own. If you like it, you like it. I'm not the biggest fan of Adeptus Mechanicus anyway, but yeah, let's just move on before I ramble any longer. And sticking with 40k, but jumping into Kill Team, we have the new season of Kill Team Salvation revealed, and yeah, this time around, it's going to be Elves versus Space Marines, which, you know, Space Marines, of course. But it is in the form of a new kit of Striking Scorpions. And honestly, they look good. I'm not the biggest fan of Elves. I've made that very clear in the past. I like Harlequins in general, and that's really it. I like the big mech characters, the Bone Wraith or whatever they're called. They're not called Bone Wraith. That is not what they're called. But yeah. I like the big pinhead, you know, literal like bowling pin-headed mechs, and that's really it when it comes to elves. I like my odd little thing, and Striking Scorpions are just not one of them. I will say though, for Striking Scorpions, these look good. These are definitely an upgrade on the old kit. It's good to see plastic return, and it's good to see new kits for elves. I said during the stream that, for me, I don't think elves have necessarily aged too badly. I think some of their older kits still hold up. But yeah, no, these Striking Scorpions are excellent. They are really, really nice to look at. Really nice details. And hopefully, you know, it means we're going to get more Eldari in updated plastic, should I say. Because obviously there's plenty of it still is in plastic. But yeah, a new Kill Team is nothing but good for those that play that faction. And yeah. Overall, I hope it just means good things for other parts of Elves. Maybe we'll get some more Harlequin stuff. Not holding my breath on that, but I would love to see that. And yeah, otherwise, that's the Eldari portion. And as I say, the other side is Space Marines. This being the first time you're going to be able to get the new Space Marine Scouts. And I've made it clear before, I'm not going to get into too much detail. I think these are majorly disappointing for me. I just want Sniper Scouts, and that's the issue, because you get a sniper in this box. You get a sniper with the Scouts. But we don't have enough snipers to make Sniper Scouts, and that is the only valuable version of Scouts that are in the game. So, for me, personally, especially, I'm a Raven Guard player, so technically I should be using them, but I mostly play Death Guard. Not Death Guard. I mostly play Death Watch. That was a mistake. For me, they're just not that good. They're not for me. I don't really care for them. I will get the Sniper Scouts when the Sniper Scouts release. Until that happens, I'm just going to continue to not have Scouts at all, because I do not care for them in general. I would rather just run a cheap squad of Intercessors. That's just my opinion. I don't care too much. Especially, I play Death Watch. I can just run, Veterans, or I can run, various other things to get a lot of the same benefits that you get from Scouts. So, yeah, for me, not really a selling point. We also, in this box, get a set of terrain, mini terrain, and I like how they're doing it now. So they're not giving you a full terrain set, they're now just giving you a few add-ons for a separately sold terrain set, and this time around it's a little bit ad-mechy. It looks quite cool. It reminds me, I've said this a few times on the stream as well, very much of Bolt Gun. There's a lot of ad-mech stuff in Bolt Gun, and it kind of shares this sort of aesthetic. Obviously, it's the same universe. But, yeah, just in general, just some very nice little add-on terrain if you are interested in that sort of stuff. And as I say, we are going to be getting a full set of terrain separately, and it is some sort of, I don't even know what to call it, some sort of, ocean base, like an oil rig type thing. And generally it looks good. Nothing I think is too special, and I was complaining a little bit about how exactly it'll work in gameplay. But generally, I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm sure there's rules for it. I'm sure it'll work. For me, it just doesn't look that interesting. I'm sure people are going to enjoy having these oil rigs set up for their boards and stuff. But, yeah, for me, not that interesting. But to each their own, and that is the entire box set for the next season of Kill Team. So, yeah, Salvation looks pretty good overall. I'm hoping we're going to get some more Tau stuff, because that's always what I'm after. As well as, let's see, what haven't we really had much of? You know what, give me a Gene Stealer Kill Team. It's been a while since I've had one of those. But, yeah, moving on from Kill Team, and straight into the world of 30k with the Horus Heresy Thursday, and once again, it's Legions Imperialis. I'm tired of Legions Imperialis, and this time around, it's more tanks. I just don't care. I honestly just don't care. It's the Spartan. It looks nice. They're plastic. They're cool. I don't care. I've had enough. I've said this the last few weeks at this point, probably the last few months at this point. Once Legions Imperialis releases, I'll care again. But because they keep delaying it, without actually officially delaying it, they just keep not releasing it, I just don't care right now. I will, when they come up for pre-order, I'll get the starter box, I'm going to get some Dreadnoughts, and that's really going to be it for the time being. Hopefully, Legions Imperialis is really fun, and then I'll start getting the other things. I might get a Spartan, I might get a few, of the tanks and stuff. I'm probably going to get more of the flyers, hopefully, anyway. But yeah, as it is right now, they look good, they look cool. I'm just tired of seeing tiny Horus Heresy, just because it's annoying me that they are not coming out anytime soon, apparently, which, whatever reason they want to blame on it, whether it's, transport issues or manufacturing issues or whatever else, I don't really care. They shouldn't have announced it so early if, there was a chance that this would happen. That's my opinion. We've already had, 3 months since the collectible coin for Legions Imperialis was supposed to have released? I just don't get it personally, but, yeah, in any case, new tanks for Legions Imperialis, very cool, very tanky. I don't care, but, it is what it is. And moving over to the Age of Sigmar for some more Warhammer Day preview reveals, we have Ionus Cryptborn. And if you know that name, you'll know that is a very classic character for AOS. Not a character I was necessarily familiar with, but he looks absolutely amazing. This is a Stormcast Eternal model. He has a skull mask, skull face, covered in all kinds of skull paraphernalia, has a massive mace, and is riding, most importantly, on a giant dragon. And this is an actual, I was about to say Sylvaneth. I was about to say Skaven. What are they called? Seraphon. It's an actual Seraphon beast, which is so cool to me. It's a Drake, which are major things within the AOS lore. And, yeah, overall, this just... I really like it. I'm really looking forward to getting this model because, you know, my Stormcast Eternals is very much just a side thing that I just happen to be building. My main army for AOS is my Oryx. I like a lot of the things from Stormcast, and this is definitely going to be one of them that I add to the collection. This is such a cool model, and yeah, I don't think I could possibly pass this one up. And we do have a little comparison, or not a full comparison, but we have the original version of Ionus, as well as a more recent, like, equivalent character. And I've got to say, as much as the old Ionus looks old, he still looks excellent. And I kind of hope that we get a chance, if he's not available anymore, I hope he comes back in some sort of, like, made-to-order run or something, because he looks excellent as well. But, yeah, the first time we're going to be able to get him, Ionus, the new Ionus, is in a little box with 2 regular Drakes for the Stormcast, which is perfectly cool, perfectly good, and, yeah, in general, just some very, very cool stuff for AOS. And also revealed for Warhammer Day Preview was a really cool, and I mean this, really cool Sylvaneth model. And it's the first Thorn of Kurnoth, Belthanos. And, yeah, this thing is excellent. It is, of course, it's a Sylvaneth, so it's a tree person, riding on a giant insect. I don't know how else to describe it other than just giant insect. It's a flying thing. It looks a bit like a beetle. It looks a bit like... I mean, to me, it looks like a crab, but I know that's not the case. This thing is excellent. I'm definitely thinking about getting this. I have no intentions of even beginning a Sylvaneth army. I don't really care about the factions as a whole, but I'm imagining painting this guy up like metallic, you know, both the insect and the actual Sylvaneth guy himself, and I could see that being absolutely excellent. So I'm very much thinking about doing that. But yeah, a very, very cool new character for Sylvaneth, and just another example, just like with the previous Ionus that we were talking about, a very good example of a character that is going to be used across different factions. You know, he's not just a character for Sylvaneth, he's also an Elven character, he's also a character of Order, so it's like you can use him in a lot of different factions as his own unit, and yeah, I really do like this model. I think both of the AOS reveals for Warhammer Day Preview were excellent, and I honestly, I'll struggle to not buy both of them. I think they're both great mounts, they're both great units in general, and honestly, just really nice painting projects, if nothing else, which, you know, that's always to be appreciated. But yeah, there we go. Belthanos, first Thorn of Kurnoth, and if you don't know, in AOS lore, Kurnoth is one of the Elven gods. I don't really know too much about that, I just know that's information. But yeah, just a very, very cool model. And so that brings us on to the final Warhammer Day Preview reveal, and that is just the entirety of the Bretonia range for Old World. Now, I'm going to just get it out of the way right now. I really don't care about Bretonia, and I barely care about Old World. As soon as they start revealing like the Orc models and maybe even the Elves for Old World, I'll probably care more. Right now, when we only have Bretonia as like something that has new releases, I just don't really care. But here we have the Lord on Pegasus, which is a knight riding a horse with wings. Looks kind of cool. There's a few different options there, different helmets, different headgear, different horse heads. Just some cool things. We also have the Knights of the Realm on foot, which are just your generic knights, really. They look cool, but I don't know, I don't really care for them. There's also the Pegasus Knights, which are returning old models, returning in plastic. as the name suggests, they are just knights riding on Pegasus. They look cool, they look neat, they're all models, I don't really care. Knights of the Realm, which are your knights on horseback, which look fine. Once again, a returning unit with returning plastic models. I just don't care, honestly. Like, I was saying it during the stream yesterday that I just don't really care about the generic knights in Warhammer, and, you know, there's just not really too much to talk about with them. However, something I will go into a little bit more detail with is the men-at-arms and peasant bowmen. So these are the peasant units for Cophonia and... Bretonia, even not Cophonia. Bretonia, and I think these are excellent. These are, once again, returning units, returning old models in plastic. I really like the idea of just having an army of peasants. To me, it just seems very neat, very cool, and there's a lot of, you know, garbage in the lore around why, you know, peasants need to be the ones firing bows and stuff. Like, knights aren't allowed to use range weapons and stuff, which is stupid. But, yeah, in general, I'm very interested in picking up a few men-at-arms and peasant bowmen, as well as, I believe it's the field trebuchet, which once again is another peasant weapon there. And just in general, they all look, for their age especially, they all look very good. And in general, I think these are going to be some very fun painting projects, which will bring me into the world of Old World. It will mean that I have something to be able to play Old World with, and, you know, if that's the case, especially when so far we only have the human faction, I'll take whatever I can get. Honestly, the peasants look cool. I look forward to actually, you know, getting some, painting them up, stuff like that. And, yeah. Otherwise, we also have the Handmaiden of the Lady, so of course the Lady of the Lake. And this is the sorcerer character, this is the witch. And, yeah, she looks alright. I like the little flower design that's sprouting from her feet. The staff is pretty cool. I could see people using this as some sort of proxy in for some unit from, you know, say, Adeptus Sororitas something, 40k. As well as a bunch of different things. You could use this as an elf, potentially. A water elf for AOS. So, you know, there's options there. And I think generally it does look like a good model. I believe that is going to be a resin unit. And speaking of other resin units, we of course have the previously revealed various knights. There's knight on horseback, knight with banner, knight stabbing orc in face, and then there's the lady on unicorn. I don't know whether that's the actual name of that unit, but in any case, so some nice models that have all been revealed already, and yeah, that's really all I'm going to go over for Bretonia. I do not care about most of it. As I say, the whole peasant side of things, I quite like, I quite enjoy, but in general, I just want to see orcs. Once I see orcs in Old World, I'll probably be way happier, but so far the only one we've seen is the one being stabbed in the face by that, honestly quite cool knight. But yeah, in general, Bretonia, it's looking like a strong army, like a strong like collection that you can build. I just don't care for it personally, but that's just me, and yeah, I'm just not a fan of classic knights, really. So moving on, finally, we have the last topic of this video, the Rumour Engine for the 10th of October 2023, and it's a sword with ghastly energy coming out of it. I would probably lean towards this being something for Age of Sigmar. I can't say for certain. It could be something chaosy for 40k or 30k. Right now, I'm just going to say probably something for AOS. Could be various factions from AOS. I'm actually still leaning towards chaos for it. I don't know for sure, though. This could be a lot of different things. I don't really have any ideas. But it looks very cool. It looks very nice. I like the magic effect or flame effect or whatever's coming off it. I think that's really nice, the wispiness of it. And in general, the damage on the sword is nice. Just overall, just a cool design. I don't really have anything else to say about it, but yeah, the Rumour Engine for the 10th of October. It looks cool. It's a sword or a spear or something. It's a weapon, but yeah, looks pretty cool, and that's all I'm going to say about it. So, in any case, that is going to be it for this episode of Warhammer Weekly. So, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe if you're not out, and ring the bell so you never miss upload. Otherwise, comment below any thoughts, feelings, corrections, anything like that around the topics that we've discussed today. I especially want to hear what people think about that Skitarii model, that Adeptus Mechanicus model, because for me, I think it looks awful. But I'd love to hear if you guys think it looks good. Give me your reasons, give me your explanations. You may turn me around on it, who knows, but yeah, in any case, that's going to be it for this video, so thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!
Look at the screen, you'll be fine. Culture's a disease, but worlds divine. I just wanna taste